Hello, hello, hello to all of my Geminis. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you today with a complete breakdown of your sign, your sun sign, that is, okay? We're going to break them down by decans. I'm going to explain to you what those are, what that means, what decans means, because it's an astrological term, but I want to explain to you what it means and why your sun sign is so powerful. Okay, so we know that the sun is the most powerful planet in the zodiac. It's actually, the sun and the moon are actually luminaries, but in astrology we say they're planets, right? I'm going to put this up here because this is your card, the Lover's card. Gemini, this is your card, the Lover's card. So we're going to put that there. And we're going to get into this in just a second, but I want to explain, just kind of come on here real quick and explain why you can know three Geminis, or for my Geminis, why you can know other Geminis and you think, okay, I wouldn't do that. That's not how I would handle a situation. But what you need to understand, because the sun is so powerful, the sun actually gives us light, it gives warmth, it gives energy and food. So you hear people say, go outside and get some vitamin D. We know all the benefits of vitamin D. But it also, like I said, it gives warmth, to all of us. It gives food and energy, right? And so your sun sign actually is how other people, it determines how other people see you. Okay, so that's why people will ask you, what's your sign? They're not asking about your moon, Venus, and rising. They're specifically asking about your sun sign. Like, what's your sign? Because that is the most powerful planet. It is, it delineates your general character, right? So what do we know about our Geminis? And so you will hear me mention this when I do my tarot readings. But I first want to tell you that this is your card, the Lover's card. So you may hear myself or other tarot readers say, the Lover's card, this is a Gemini card, okay? So Geminis are very, very intelligent, very smart. They're very sharp. And they are in the air sign category, right? So they're flexible, they're outgoing, they're funny, they're enthusiastic, they're versatile, they are affectionate, they're curious, they are adaptable, they have an ability to learn very quickly, and they can also quickly exchange ideas. So those are just a few characteristics, but I want you to know, when you meet a Gemini, those are like the basic characteristics. So what I'm going to share with you with the decans, it's other enhancements to that. And that's what separates, and not really separates, but again, let me share with you what the decan is, because I don't want to confuse anybody. But let's go into what a decan is. So like I said, decan is an astrological term, okay? And each one of the astrological signs are separated into three decans. So first decan, you start with the start date at your particular sign, and then you go through with into to 10, and it goes 10 days out. So I want to explain what I mean to you, mean by that. So each astrological sign is divided into three parts, and each part is called a decanate or a decan. So if I say decanate or decan, I'm using it interchangeably. They mean the same thing, okay? The word comes from the Greek word decanoi, which means 10 days apart, okay? So let's talk a little bit about the Gemini in particular, okay? So again, you can know three different Geminis, or if you're a Gemini, and I'm speaking to both Geminis and my cross watchers, and we're speaking specifically about sun signs. I want to reiterate that. We're not talking about moon, rising, Venus. We're talking specifically about your sun sign being Gemini. So let's say, for instance, okay, if you're in the first decan, your birthday is between May 21st through May 31st. See that 10 days apart? Okay, so that 10-day window, Your keyword is ingenuity. Okay. Your planetary subruler is Mercury. Now we know for Gemini, Mercury is also your ruling planet, right? But your planetary subruler is Mercury. Okay. So when I talk about subruling planets or subruler, as you'll hear me say, it doesn't usurp the basic characteristics that I shared with you before. It only adds to or enhances the characteristics of your sign. Okay, so it's like the, let's see, okay, so if I say, Geminis are smart, they're outgoing, they're funny, they're enthusiastic, smart, all those things that I said before, your basic characteristics, the Decan actually enhances those characteristics, if that makes sense to you. So if your birthday falls between May 21st and May 31st, your keyword is ingenuity, okay? Your planetary subruler is Mercury. So Mercury is both your ruler and subruler, okay? And your mental acumen is very sharp. You enjoy new ideas and you look for chances to express yourself. Your ability to speak or write influences the direction of your life. You have a forceful personality because you are able to decide quickly and then act. Logic and rationality are two rules you live by. This is not to say that you don't have warm feelings. You have very unique capacity for forming close relationships. And if you love someone, you tend to involve yourself completely in that person's affairs. Underneath you are a tense warrior who suffers and frets too much. You try to handle all details brilliantly, but are often they overwhelm you. Okay, so that's for my Geminis in the first decan. Remember how powerful these planets are. So your ruling planet is Mercury, but also your sub-ruling planet is Mercury. So those are some enhancements right there. Let's talk about the Gemini in the second decan. So your birthday would fall between June 1st through June 10th. Remember that 10 days apart? Okay, your keyword is union. Your planetary subruler is Venus. Harmonious Venus with Gemini's Mercury to give you a deft social touch. People respond to your warm and effusive nature. The approval and esteem of others are important to you, and you tend to function best with people rather than as a loner. There is a sense of adventure in your outlook, and you enjoy travel because it exposes you to new experiences. Once you have made up in your mind about a pursuit, you eagerly give it your best effort. Sharing is part of your life. You are generous with your time and friendship, and also with your possessions. You have a great deal of sex appeal and are ardent in your expression of love. At times, you can be argumentative because you are so fond of your own ideas. Okay? So again, let's reiterate. So the overarching characteristics is what I shared with you before, but these add some enhancements to each one of the Geminis, depending on where your birthday falls. Okay, so the third decadence for Gemini, your birthday falls between June 11th through June 20th. Your keyword is reason. Your planetary subruler is Uranus or Uranus. Uranus, part of knowledge combined with Gemini's Mercury to give you a clear perspective, reasoning powers. You are known for your original point of view, and other people often seek your advice. You tend to be intellectual and approach life on a mental rather than emotional basis. Though you have many friendships and love affairs, it's your mind that must be engaged before your heart can follow. In your work, you take the practical approach and disregard anything you cannot put to use. You are both witty and loquacious and are never reluctant to say what you think. At times, you are too demanding and domineering, for you expect others to live up to your high standards. Okay, so we can see how there's a difference between the Geminis depending on your birthday, okay? But again, these are the beautiful things that make all of us unique. So if you have a Gemini sun, and I suspect that you did if you clicked on this, then you'll know the difference between the Geminis based on the decans, okay? So this Lovers card is the 6th major arcana card in tarot, okay? This is your card, Gemini. The Lovers represents relationship and choices. Its appearance in a spread indicates some decision about an existing relationship, a temptation of the heart, or a choice of potential partners. Often an aspect of a querent's life will have to be sacrificed. A bachelor or bachelorette's lifestyle may be sacrificed and a relationship gained, or vice versa. Or one potential partner may be chosen while another is turned down. Whatever the choice, it should not be taken lightly, as the ramifications will be long lasting. So in short, when we're reading tarot and you see this Lovers card, one, you know it's attached to the Gemini, okay? And so that is why I share like the general characteristics of the Gemini. When someone asks you what your sign is and you tell them a Gemini, and they go into a long spiel about, oh, I dated a Gemini, or I know another Gemini, without knowing your birthday, how could they possibly know you? Does it make sense to you, Gemini? Hopefully it does. So that's why when we're doing tarot, we say these are general readings. It will resonate with some people it won't resonate with, because we don't know specifically what your birthday is, but we do know with your basic characteristics, like the overarching characteristics based on your sun sign at least. So we may say sun, moon, rising, and Venus because we're touching on certain parts of what's going on. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you. This has been Queen Amun Ra coming to you with a very short lesson on decans and why you may know 3 different Geminis, and then there's some differences in their personalities and difference in how they handle certain things based on their decan. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.